me a second. In the meanwhile, if you have any questions, please do ask those questions in chat. Great. So I am online now, and let's go back to our live class. So as I was saying, this is how you would structure a normal lesson. And what we're going to learn to do is how do we put all of these aspects of our lesson planning and integrate that with Mentimeter effectively. So this is what an interactive lesson plan can look like just using Mentimeter. Right? So you can start your class with an icebreaker, right? You can check your student understanding with a word cloud, right? You can manage students' expectations. So you can ask them a question and, students will answer. So you will get a better idea of what your students want. You can do formative assessments with students so that you can actually check whether they understood what was taught today, right? So we're going to explore about 4 ways in which you can engage really effectively with using Mentimeter. All right. So I can see questions. Teachers, do let me know if I am audible. Otherwise, I'm going to stop my video. I hope I'm audible. All right. All right. Okay. So, so teachers, let's go into the demo of the tool. So for that, I am going to give me a second. So for that, I'm going to go to my Mentimeter. Teachers, can you see my screen? Is the size okay for you to follow our questions? Or sorry, the demo, is it visible? Because then I can change it to desktop. All right, great. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sign into my account. So sign in with Google. Okay, just give me a second. Retype. All right, I'm going to log in. I'm going to log in with Google. And I am going to choose a blank account. All right. So this is the screen that teachers you will be able to see, right? Simple presentation builder and new presentation. Now, at any point in time, teachers, if you want to learn really quickly and simply how to create the presentation, you can click the simple presentation builder and it will help you, get familiar with how you can create a Mentimeter presentation. All right. And to access this button, you need to have 0 presentations in your Mentimeter account. Okay, so that means just delete the presentations you've created and then you will get prompted with these 2 buttons. We're not going to click the simple presentation builder today. We're going to just click the new presentation. All right. So I'm going to just click new presentation. So teachers, with me, let's start with a new presentation. All right. Now for teachers who are on your phone, you will be able to see a screen that looks like this. All right. Am I right? And for teachers who are on their laptops, you will be able to see a different screen, right? At any point of time, you want to go to your Mentimeter home, you can click home. And this is your presentation. All right. So now with me, I wanted to kind of just take you through this lesson plan, right? So for today's class, I've created a very basic lesson plan. That's for grade 5, for example, chapter 2, solar system. All right. And I am planning an introduction. That is, I have decided I want to have a discussion to understand if students are familiar with solar system. right? I've defined my learning outcomes, right? So my students will be able to learn what comprises the solar system, name the planets in the solar system, and understand what is rotation and revolution. All right. And for teacher activity, I have kept a space for sharing the link to the Mentimeter lesson that I am going to create. All right. So it becomes like your Google document for your lesson plan can become like this interactive link where you can quickly during your live class just click on links and share with students. All right. And we're going to show you how you can do that. So let's go back. Um, let's go back, right? And let's create. Now in Mentimeter, one of the biggest limitations is you can't create more than 3 slides per presentation. So I'm going to show you how to maximize with the basic features. So instead of creating a new presentation, let's start with creating a new folder, right? And for the purpose of this class, I am going to call this folder, we're learning about the solar system. So it's grade 5, right? And I'm going to say chapter 2, and I'm going to call it solar system so that I can reuse this folder at any point, right? So I create this folder, and now this folder has been created here. If I click on the folder, I am inside this folder. Inside this folder, I'm going to start my lesson, and that is solar system, and I'm going to call it intro, right? So this is my introduction, and I am going to click create presentation. So teachers, I hope you are with me and you are following that how you can create presentation. Now for teachers who are using their cell phones, you will be able to see something like this. Whereas for teachers who are using their laptops, it'll actually show you side by side. You'll be able to see your presentation as well as the content, right? So for the purpose of this, we're going to start with using the type of question that we're going to use is an open-ended question, right? So if everyone can see, it's the third type of um, slide. So with me, teachers, please click on the open-ended. And here is how I'm going to introduce solar system in my classroom, right? I want the students to be able to discuss. So I'm asking this question: what makes up the solar system, right? And I can put a question mark. I can add a longer description. So students, please tell me your thoughts about what you think the solar system contains. All right. So here I'm giving my students a little bit more information. Now there is an image option, right? So I can click on this image option and I can choose an image. So I generally like using GIFs, and I think most teachers here will also enjoy using GIFs. And just to make it really fun for my students, I'm going to choose a sun GIF. All right. So I click on save. Now I have an image. All right. And I can choose how the students can actually, how they will be able to answer the question, right? So let's just go on to that slide. And here you can see type, content, customize, and here you will have speech bubbles one by one and flowing grid, right? So for this, I'm choosing speech bubbles and I'm allowing my participants to submit multiple times. All right. Now, once I click on this option, it gets saved automatically, right? I can go to customize. So here I can choose whether to show the image that I've selected or not. So I'm choosing it as yes. Whether I want to keep voting open or not. So it depends on when you shared the link with students. If you've shared the link with students and you don't want them to participate, you should close voting. And the rest of the stuff we generally prefer if you keep it unchecked. All right, click the done button, right? And now you can see this is the question that comes. Now, for example, I click on, and for this purpose, teachers, I am going to exit uh, the um, the cell phone mode, just so that you can have a better kind of understanding. So this is how your slide is looking, right? You have your slide here. This is your flow of your PPT, and here's where you can customize it, right? And you'll be able to see how, so we've selected speech bubbles. So this is how your responses will come one by one, and then flowing grid. All right. So, teachers, now I would ask whoever can do this, go to menti.com and use the code 124372 and 0. Alternatively, if I click on the share button over here, what I'm going to do is give you the voting link. So I'm going to copy this link, and I'm going to go into the chat, and I'm going to press Control V to paste, and I'm going to send this link. So teachers, please click on Menti, on the link that I've just shared, to be able to participate in this. So you can see this is how it looks like. And teachers, I'm going to explain customize part multiple times because we're going to do 3-4 slides. So request you all to bear with me. So this is how, you can share your screen with the students. All right. And you can literally put a countdown. So if I hover over here, I can see exit. So I can exit the, this presentation. I can go full screen. I can hide results, I can close voting, and I can start countdown, right? If I want to give my students a fixed amount of time to answer the question. So if I start countdown, you can see it's a 1-minute countdown. And teachers, you will be able to see on your devices for the 9 teachers who've entered this, right? And first, I'm giving like students an option so that students can't see what others have typed, right? So I'm giving them that option. And say, for example, now I want to share the results, right? So I can hide results, and you will be able to see the answers that the kids have submitted. And then you can have a discussion with the students, right? Unfortunately or fortunately, on Mentimeter, we will not be able to see which students have answered what question, but that's actually okay if you want the student to actually communicate with you, right? And here we can just have a discussion around how students, the students who have clicked suns, planets, stars, constellations, etc., are right. We can, as you can see, the voting is closed automatically. Now, teachers, you will not be able to vote. So at any point of time, now you want to exit, right? You click on this exit button, and you are going back to your slide. So teachers, I hope you're getting a little familiar with how to share this Mentimeter with your students, right? And I am going to show how to hide again because we have a few more presentations to cover, all right? So now I want to add another slide, right? I'm done with my discussion part, right? And I want to add another slide. Now, in this slide, what I want students to do is I want them to watch a video, right? So because I want them to watch a video, what I do is in my type, right? I will click on video. Can you see this? It has a new label on it. All right. So I will click on video. Now, once I click on video, I am prompted with video caption. All right. So under video caption, I'm going to write, let's learn a little bit about the solar system. All right. And I have a link, right? So I've already found a really good link, and teachers, you can use Google Docs to kind of help get organized with your links. So this is the solar system link, and I am going to paste it in the URL tab. Can you see this in this tab, right? And here you can see there are reactions, right? So I'm going to give students instructions saying that if you have understood this video, please click the heart button. If you have questions and haven't understood the video, please click on the question button, right? And I simply click add. So as soon as I click add, you can see now heart button has shown up, question button has shown up, the video has shown up, right? And if I click on customize, now there is nothing. I'm going to close voting, or actually let's keep it open. I'm going to keep the instruction bar, and that's all that I can do with the free version, right? So now teachers, I am going to, again, to share this link with my students, I'm going to click on share, and I'm going to copy this link. And now instead of pasting it into the lesson or into the chat, I can actually paste it here, right? So I've pasted this link here, which makes my lesson planning really easy. All right. And I'm also going to paste it for you to participate, right? So I'm clicking and I'm pasting that link. So now if I go here and I click on present, right, you will actually be able to play the video. So teachers do, click the link that I've shared. I'm not going to wait for very long for a lot of teachers to come. So please be quick. Let me know if you are able to see the video. I can see one teacher has entered and she said that she's understood the video. So that's great. If you have questions around how to create the video, then you can actually click on question, right? So teachers, during your live class, you can simply hit play, right? And the presentation automatically plays for your students, right? And they will be able to watch the video through your screen. Right? So I can see 3 teachers have said that they've not understood, 9 teachers have understood. We will keep revisiting it. For the teachers who didn't understand this portion, please do put your questions in chat, right? Or if you can wait for a couple of seconds, then we're going to actually participate in a Mentimeter engagement during our break. All right. So again, so now I've finished watching the entire video. What should I do? Right? So I can actually just click exit. So for teachers who asked how do you hide it or how do you exit, I just have to hover below, right? I have to hover over here and I just click exit. All right. So the video is not working, teachers, because I've paused it. But if I play it, it will work. So this is actually helpful when you can't do. So teachers, again, the video is not playing because I have paused it and I am the teacher, whereas you are the students. So teachers, do remember, if you insert a video, you don't have to be doing a synchronous class. That means it shouldn't happen on Google Meet or Zoom, etc. You can simply use WhatsApp and actually mimic a synchronous class, because when you hit play, your students also will be able to watch the video with you. All right. So I'm going to click on exit. And by clicking on exit, I have left the presenter mode. And as you, for the teachers who are on the link that was shared, you will see that you are no longer able to participate on the link that I shared. All right. So I hope, teachers, this was clear, right? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a new slide, right? Because now I've shared the video with students, and our recommendation is, when you have shared the video with students, please play it 2-3 times so that the students actually understand and retain the concept, right? Now I want to do a check for understanding, right? And how I'm going to do a check for understanding? By using the word cloud, right? So in the word cloud, I've selected word cloud, and I am going to put the question, students, please list the names of the planet that you can recall. All right. And I am going to add 8 entries because there are about eight, there are actually 8 planets or 9 planets depending on the curriculum that you're teaching, right? And I can choose an image by clicking. So teachers, I clicked on image and I chose GIFs and I'm searching for solar system, or actually I'll choose planets and I hit enter. Okay, so it's not coming up very quickly. So I'm going to just choose any image right now. I think my internet connectivity is a little low. So I choose this and I click save. And this is not a compulsory option that you need to add, right? It just makes it more image filled and interactive and engaging for your students, right? And the extras you can see over here allows like if you want to enable your participants to submit multiple times, then you check this. If you don't want to, then you leave it, right? We will go to customize. And again, I want to show image. I don't want to close voting, or all of this is fine, right? So once I do this, if I enter, again, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share it with my students. So to share, I click on share. I copy this link, right? Or I can download this QR code and WhatsApp it to my students. All right. You can choose any form you want to, right? And now I'm going to paste it using Control V into chat. So once I've done that, I actually start my presentation. And teachers, whoever can quickly come on to this, please do come. As you can see on the instruction, if I want to hide the image, I have to simply press S, right? Or I can click this button called hide image. So teachers, quickly try and come onto this link so that you have an experience of how it feels like to join a Mentimeter live class. All right. You can also go to menti.com and use the code that is showing up on your screen. So I can see one teacher has joined, 2 teachers have joined. And no, Neeta, you don't have to send the link every time. I am just repeating the sharing portion so that we learn really how to share this with our students, right? You can actually just share the link once and go through the presentation altogether. Okay, so we have 4 teachers, 5 teachers. I'm waiting only for 10 seconds. So quickest teachers will get to answer and experience. All right. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I'm going to hide the image. So here you can see all the students have put in their questions, or sorry, they've put in the names of the planets that they can remember. This will, like, you can have a kind of a discussion with your students, saying that, okay, so this is not a planet, or who thinks this is a planet, and who can tell me the right answers. And this way students will actually share what they think is the right answer, but they won't feel that shyness, right? By putting their name over there. So it's completely anonymous. So students are actually encouraged. Now, in case you want to start the countdown, right? So you're giving your students 1 second or 1 minute to kind of put in their answers. You can start the countdown. And as you can see, the countdown will display on your devices, right? And at any point of time, if you want to close the voting, right? Something has happened, and students have misbehaved on the word cloud. You can just click this lock button, which will close voting. All right, is that clear, teachers? So I am closing voting. All right. So So teachers, I am going to now exit. So to exit, you will hover at the bottom of the screen till you see this toolbar and click exit. For the teachers who've asked how to stop voting, how to kind of hide results, how to exit, this is where you will toggle. All right. So I'm clicking exit. All right. So teachers, what I'm going to do is I am going to share, I'm going to ask teachers to please let me know what questions do you have. So for the sake of this session, and teachers, we want to complete the second segment that we have, right? So for that, I would request teachers to quickly let me know what their questions are so that I can address them. All right. Anuj, were there any questions that I haven't answered? If you could help me. All right. So, all right. Okay. So, teachers, I am going to take your questions one by one. So, I think one teacher, Harsha, is asking, where is the lock button? How to hide? Please explain again. So, if you click on present, right? This is where you will see, you just have to hover down, and if you're on your phone also, it should show up. Let me know if you can't see that option. All right. And can you see this lock button? You can click the lock button and it has closed the voting. I hope that is clear. To exit, you can click on this, right? And that's how you do that. All right. Now the next question I can see is, I did not get the folder option in the beginning. So teachers, to any time go to your Mentimeter home, you have to click the home button, right? So I'm clicking the home button. Now, can you see this? You have new presentation and you have folder. Is that clear, teachers? This is where you can create a folder. And I can see Purnima has asked, what is the advantage of using folder over a new presentation? So the reason why we are using folders is, if I go to my grade 5 solar system folder and I click onto the presentation, now I've created 3 slides, right? Now I want to add another slide because my lesson is not yet over, right? Can you see? So what happens is that I cannot actually add any of these question types. I can only add the quiz competition. And why? Because the limit is of only 3 slides per PPT. So that's why we actually recommend creating folders, because if you create a folder, then you can actually divide your lesson into, as I have divided it, solar system intro. And now we're going to do the second part of the solar system, right? Any other question? So yes, Harsha, if the link is sent via mobile, then it will be audible. And when you share the link, so first, teachers, what we do is we create the 3 slides, right? We create our entire lesson, and then during our live class, either during, if you're doing a live class on Google Meet, or if you're doing a live class using WhatsApp and phone, we have to share the link and all 3 slides will be visible. But you also have to be on the Mentimeter presentation, and students will not be able to see the next slide unless you are on that slide, right? So I hope that is clear. So you are in control of what the students can view, and how you control that is by opening up or clicking on present, and wherever you are, that's what the students can see. All right. All right. And teachers, repeating one more time, as you saw, you had to just simply click the link and you didn't have to create an account, nothing, right? You just started participating in Mentimeter. So that is why we recommend Mentimeter, because students don't need to create an account at all. All right. So I'm going to move on to our next segment, and we're going to learn in our next segment. Um, so in my lesson plan, so in my objectives, I had put in learn what the solar system comprises of, right? So I finished that. Now I want them to learn about rotation and revolution, right? So to help them learn about rotation and revolution, I'm going to click on new presentation. Okay. So over here, I am going to say solar system, rotation, and sorry, and revolution. All right. And I'm going to create my presentation. So it's as simple as this. You can simply click the presentation, and it's absolutely easy to customize based on your requirements. All right. So what I'm going to do, or the type of question I'm going to use again, is I am going to click on video, right? And in the video, we're going to say, students, let's watch this video to understand what is rotation and revolution, right? And I am going to paste the link. So I have saved the link on a Google Doc. So I'm literally showing you, teachers, how you can first plan your lesson, right? Then put together the resources you're going to use in your lesson, and then create a simple presentation, right? And now I'm going to Control V, paste the link. I'm going to give a reaction of question mark. So you can see heart and question mark, and I'm going to add. Now I want the text to become bigger, right? So I can increase it or I can decrease it depending on my preference. So I want the text to be really big, and I click the plus button here. All right. So this is the content, right? And here you can customize. All right. Again, there's not much to customize if you're using the free version of Mentimeter, so you don't have to really be bothered with that, right? Now, I want my students to watch a video, and then I want them to participate in a discussion, right? So what I'm going to use is I am going to use the open-ended question, right? And I'm going to type the question, what is rotation? Now, this is specially, open-ended question types are specially useful for English teachers, teachers who are teaching other languages, because then it's not MCQ. In fact, it is very easy, right, for the teacher to assess learning. Now, instead of using speech bubble, I'm going to use the flowing grid. So the flowing grid will just keep scrolling as students put in their answers, right? Because I want to make it fun and interesting. And I am not letting participants submit multiple times, right? If I go to customize, again, there's nothing much I can do here. So this is my question, all right? This is what is rotation. And I add another question type, and I make this again open-ended, right? And I say, what is revolution? So here I've shared content with my student, and now I'm asking them questions on what is rotation and what is revolution. And this time we will go by speech bubbles. All right. So this is how I can create it. And now teachers, to share this, right? So this is the second part. So to share this, I click on the share button. I go to this copy link. All right. And what I'm doing is, in my lesson plan, I'm just pasting the link so that I don't have to be bothered. Sorry. I don't have to be bothered, or while I'm taking my lesson, to search for Mentimeter link, etc. Right? It's all there. Okay. And for your benefit, I'm also sharing the link over here. And now what we're going to do is we're going to participate in this together. All right. So let me click on present. So I'm going to start from the first slide, and teachers who have this link, please do participate. All right. So you will be able to see the number of teachers on this as soon as one teacher enters. So you can see one teacher, one teacher. And teachers, do let me know, can you see, can you play the video? So I'm minimizing this so that I can see your chat. So no, right? You can't. Now I'm going to play the video. And I've muted the video so that you can hear me.
You've seen the
Teachers,
sunset,
now
right?
can
And if
you
you get up
play the
early
video
enough,
on your
maybe you've seen it
devices?
rise too. But have you ever wondered, if the sun rises every day and sets every night, where does it go when we can't see it?
All right. So teachers, I'll get back to you why you're not able to play the
Well,
video
nowhere.
at a
It's
later
actually
stage.
us that goes
But I
somewhere,
think the
because we're on
best
the Earth
way
and our planet
to
is
do
always turning
this
or spinning.
is to share your screen then, right? Ideally, the student should be able to play the video that you've shared as long as you've played it. But maybe due to some glitch, you are unable to watch the video. So in case this video option doesn't work, what you can do is you can WhatsApp the link to the video to your students and then share the Mentimeter link for them to participate. All right. So right now we have only 5 teachers on this video. I hope you are able to join the link to the video, and I'm going to paste the link again, right? So now we're going to go to the next slide. All right. So in the next slide, teachers, now you have this option to submit your answers. Am I right? So for the teachers who are on the next slide, please do submit your answers. And this is where ideally you will be able to see how many students are on the link. So right now we have 0 teachers on the link, 1 teacher now. Great. So we have 3 teachers. Great. So while the students are sharing their responses, the teachers can actually ask questions regarding their responses, and students can have discussions about their responses. You can literally have a WhatsApp group, and you can take a picture of the responses that are closest to the answer, and kind of motivate students. So as you can see, like as questions come, it is showing in the on the screen, right? Great. So now I'm going to the next slide, and here the question is, what is revolution? So again, teachers, you will have to come to this link, and then you can start submitting your answers. And at any point of time, you can keep your eye over here to understand how many students are on the page, right? And for this, you don't have to really answer the question. It's great to see these answers. You can even share your questions that you have. So the previous slide, we used speech bubbles. This slide we're using sorry, the previous slide we used the flowing grid. Now we are using speech bubbles. All right. So amazing to have 10 teachers participating, right? And you're getting a feel of this, right? So you can actually, it's very important for us as teachers to actually, experience what our students will experience, right? So it's very important that when we are creating our lesson plan on Mentimeter, to actually attempt Mentimeter for ourselves before we share the link with students. All right. I hope that's clear. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start my countdown. And in 1 minute, the voting closes. That means in 1 minute, now students won't be able to enter their responses, right? So this is how you can actually also have your students kind of engage and like quickly hurry up to answer questions. All right. Now I'm going to say, for example, a student has put in an answer that is I want to kind of correct the student, or I've not been able to moderate it. I'm going to click the lock and close voting. All right. And then I exit. So this is how you can slightly moderate your Mentimeter class if you have students who are not kind of behaving themselves in the live class. All right. So this is part 2. Now, teachers, if you have any questions, please do let me know in chat. Any questions regarding Mentimeter, sharing of Mentimeter or with the students, the type of questions. So I'm going to like literally show you the different types of questions, right? You can ask. And we can't change it. So in the next segment, I'm actually going to show that with you, show that to you. So one teacher's asked, can we go back and forth, right? So yes, you can go back, you can go front, right? And discuss. It's all dependent on you. You can play the video again if you feel like students gave wrong answers, right? Or you can go back and discuss the differences between rotation and revolution, right? It's all up to you. Great. All right. So I can see Venkata has asked a question, for math, is there a specific type of question? So we're going to do a quiz, right? And this is a bonus session, teachers. So before I share the quiz, I want to just kind of share another poll, right? This was the beginner level live class that we designed on Mentimeter, right? For you to get really familiar with a couple of aspects, right? How to choose question types, how to integrate it into your lesson plans, right? How to share with students, how to moderate, and get really comfortable participating in the Mentimeter lessons, right? So I would like to understand from you, right? Do you find Mentimeter useful in your classroom, right? Like after you've experienced Mentimeter, do you find it useful in your classes? And teachers, please don't send it to us on chat, but please do participate in the poll. You just have to quickly swipe left if you can't see the poll on your screen, and participate in the poll. Okay, so we have only barely half of the teachers. Okay, now half of the teachers who participated, right? And teachers, after this poll, I'm actually going to, we're going to launch 2 polls. So I would request teachers to stay while we launch these 2 polls. But after this, we're going to do a bonus session on how do you maximize your features or use of Mentimeter, right? So we're going to actually learn how to do the quiz feature. All right. So for teachers who are interested in learning how to use the quiz feature, please stay on. Otherwise, my request to all teachers is please do join us for our classes that are scheduled for this week. Please stay for the poll. We have just one more poll that's left. So I would request all teachers to please wait for that poll to get released and only then exit. And I really do hope that teachers, you actually stick on for this bonus session, right? Please do visit our website. I've shared the link of our schedule as well as the link to our website in chat right now. Please do copy this message, share it with your friends. I think like it would be really great if we can share these sessions with our teachers and teaching community so that they can benefit from this. Our lessons or our live classes are always free for teachers. We're never going to charge teachers for these live classes, so you can not be worried about having to pay for this in the future, So we can see that about 13 teachers have strongly agreed that, Mentimeter is useful. We have a lot of teachers most likely to recommend Mentimeter. So that's really great. I'm very happy that it's been useful for you. I'm just going to release our last poll, and that is just to understand your comfort level with Mentimeter. This is feedback for me, teachers, so that I know the pace of the session, whether it was too fast, whether you were able to understand Mentimeter. Will you be able to try Mentimeter, and any kind of feedback we can take away from this. I'm hoping, teachers, you will at least be able to create your first presentation, share it with your students, and it's a process, right? We only kind of learn by doing. So I really, really do encourage teachers to try Mentimeter. We have a Telegram community, so I'm going to share that link with you. Please do join us on our Telegram community. You can post your questions there. You can also get help from peer teachers, right? Especially if you're facing any issues. Let me find that link for you, and I will share it very, very shortly. In the meanwhile, teachers, please do participate in this poll. We're going to start with the quiz feature really soon. Great. So only 30 teachers have responded, but that's okay. I'm going to share the results. So teachers, I'm really glad to see that teachers are feeling very comfortable now with Mentimeter, and really glad. Please do share your feedback on this session with us, right? In fact, Anuj, my colleague, will share a survey that we've created, and you may receive a message or an email with that survey as well. We really want to, we're trying to design really great schedules for our live classes from next month, and we want your feedback, right? What are the tools that you want to learn, and etc. All right. Great. So let's go on to our last part. So teachers, again, if you are comfortable with Mentimeter, or you feel like you want to practice a little while, please feel free to practice. This upcoming segment you can actually watch at a later stage if you feel like it's too much information. I'm just doing a kind of bonus session on quizzes for teachers who would like to learn how to use that feature. All right. So I'm going to resume my share. All right. Anuj, could you please generate a new Telegram link? I think it's not working. All right. Great. So teachers, now to go back to our home. So see, you can see this is the folder name. This is the home, right? And this is your presentation, which you are on, right? So I want you to be very familiar with these aspects. Now to go back to your folder, I'm going to click on my folder. And that will take me to my folder, right? Now, once I am on my folder, I want to do a quiz for my students. All right. So this is the first part. This is the first part. This is the second part. And now I want to create a quiz, right? So I'm going to call this pop quiz. Right. And I click on create. So once I click on the create button, you will see many options, right? And I'm going to show you something really cool. So I want to get my students excited about their quiz, right? So I'm going to create a multiple choice type of answer, right? And here is, I'm going to put a question or a prompt that is, how do you feel about a pop quiz, right? And you can choose whatever answer or question that you want, right? And I am going to, or like instead of how do you feel, I'm going to say how excited are you? Okay, because I want to help them get excited. So how excited are you about a pop quiz, right? So I say very excited or like super excited, right? I say, nah, not excited, right? Because we want this to be engaging for kids, right? And then say, I'm slightly nervous, right? So this is a way in which you can actually encourage your students to share and also validate that it's perfectly fine to be nervous, right? Or in class, and it's not bad, right? So you're kind of encouraging that sort of sharing culture in your classrooms, right? Now I can choose images. Now, say for example, for the yes, I'm going to choose a GIF, right? And I'm going to click on yes, and I'm going to choose a funny one, right? Or and here you can toggle how much you want. So I want the yes to be more visible, right? So I just shift it and I click save, right? So there you can see yes over there. And for nah, not excited, I'm going to go to GIFs and I'm going to search for nah. And here you have a cute picture. So you want to make your kids smile a little bit before a quiz, right? So here you have nah, and then slightly nervous. I'm going to go and search for nervous, right? And I love this picture. So I'm going to choose this picture and I'm going to click on save, right? So now I've got these, and you can see there's this option 4 that's showing. I don't want this option 4. So if I don't want this option 4, I just click on the cancel button or remove. And there I have my 3 options, right? So this is a pulse check that I want to do before I start my quiz, right? And you can customize it again, right? But like there's really no need to. And there is no correct answer. But if you're using multiple choice type question and you have a correct answer, you can choose this. And if you choose this, you will have to select the correct answer, right? So then students will get immediate feedback whether this is the right answer, right? But for this question, I'm not putting a correct answer. You can also put results in percentage, and you can allow participants to choose multiple options, right? So this is my question. Now I'm going to start with clicking on add slide, and I am going to do the quiz competition. So the cool thing about quiz competition is I can add up to 5 more slides in this Mentimeter presentation. All right. So I select quiz competition. And you can see there are 2 slides created. The leaderboard that tells you how many students or which student is first, right? So, and the actual presentation. So we're going to go step by step. You need not pay attention to this because this is for only audiences over 2,000 teachers, right? Or 2,000 students, and none of us are teaching 2,000 students at the same time. So you can completely disregard that. And now I'm going to have my questions, right? So I have actually prepared a document with my questions. So this is my document with questions. So I'm going to control copy. I'm going to go to my pop quiz. I'm going to control paste, that is control V. And the dash, as you can see, is not there. So I have to input the dash, which I've done. And now my options, I just have a quick look. It's 7, 8, 9, 6, right? So I just put in option 7, 8, 9, and now where do I put my 6 option? I just have to click add another option, which gives me 6, right? So now I have 7, 8, 9, 6. Now it's important for me to check which answer is right. So I check, say for example, I want to check 8 as right. I check 8 as right, and you can see this is the right answer, Okay. Now you can add an image because I want my students to also kind of be a little happy, right, about this. So I can just say planets, sorry. I'm going to image library and I'm just selecting any planet. Okay, can't find any pictures. So I'll just choose this just to show you how you can do this. Click on save. And here is it, right? Here is time to answer, all right? This is 15 seconds. I think you can give your students up to 30 seconds to answer. It really depends on you, right? And here you can choose this option, faster correct answers get more points. So you can give students this instruction. You can choose music, right? So if you click on this down arrow key, I can actually choose music. So if I click this, you can hear the music, right? It'll play during the quiz, all right? Just to make it entertaining. And here is the leaderboard. Now I want the leaderboard to come only at the end of my quiz, right? Not after every slide. Or you can also put it after every slide. But for this, I'm just saying remove leaderboard. And at any point of time, you're curious about how to learn how to create a quiz, you can just click on this button and learn how to play it. All right. So this is my quiz first question, right? Now I'm going to quickly go through this. So second question, I have it over here. Control copy, I paste it. So you have to select quiz competition, select answer, right? And then I paste the question, right? And I look at my options. So I have Saturn, Triton, Jupiter, Uranus, right? So Saturn, Jupiter, Triton, and I'll add another option and put it as Uranus. And I choose Triton as the correct answer because this is the right answer. All right. And you can choose an image if you want. You can modify the time to answer, right? The music gets auto selected and I can remove the leaderboard. Right. Now you see, generally after the third slide, we wouldn't be able to add a slide, but because we're in the quiz option, we can add a fourth slide. Right. So now I am going to click on what does the moon revolve around, right? I put that and I just take my options. So Earth, Mars, Venus, and I just put it quickly here. And I choose Earth as the right answer. I give my students a little bit of time to answer. Choose this. Everything else is fine. Remove leaderboard. It depends on you completely. And I add another question. And just in the interest of time, so I'm going to give a true and false statement. You don't necessarily have to use all 5 slides, right? It's up to you, but obviously maximize. So all planets have only one mode, true or false, right? And here I just put true, false. I select this as an option. I remove the third option because I don't need it. And I'm giving my students only 18 seconds to answer, right? And now I leave the leaderboard. All right, so you can see the leaderboard is here, right? And now if I want you to participate in this quiz, right, I will click on share, right? And I go to the voting link. I copy this link. Now, while I'm planning my lesson, I can put it in the assessment section so that I know exactly what is where, right? And I'm also going to paste the link in chat. All right, so teachers, are you ready for a pop quiz, right? I hope you saw the right answer, so I'm hoping all of you will be able to answer correctly. But this is just for fun, right? So let's start. So teachers, requesting you all to get onto this link and tell us how you're feeling. So this is really great, right? So you can see how the students are kind of interacting with the platform a little bit, and it's extremely exciting for them to see all of this. So it's like live, it's going up and down. So teachers, like, this can be really interactive, and it's what you do with Mentimeter that will actually make it super interactive for your students, right? So teachers on this call, please do join in. The link has been shared. I hope you have access to it. Anyone finding any difficulty in accessing the link, do let me know, and I'll help you through that. Okay. Alternatively, just go to menti.com and use the code that is on the screen. All right. Great. So we have 10 teachers, and now we're going to start with the quiz. All right. So I just hover over here, right? And I go to the next slide. So, as you saw, teachers, it's extremely exciting and fun, and you can celebrate students that have kind of done really well in the class. And, it can make your lesson plans much more engaging. And the reason why, we wanted to share this quiz feature as a bonus is only because, some teachers are quicker than other teachers at picking up technology, and we are totally okay with that. I do hope that this bonus feature was extremely useful to you. I am going to pause my screen share. Actually, I'm going to just stop my screen share. And teachers, now, if you have any questions, if I can answer any of your concerns, questions, doubts, more than happy to. I am going to just open up this to participation. All right. So you will be able to we have about 7 minutes for open participation. So I am going to allow you to unmute